Hi, I'm Nancy, and I'm the owner-operator of Metro Learning Solutions, which is a brain training center in the Des Moines metro area. Every Wednesday, I have a segment called Why Wednesday. For those of you who are on top of things, you'll recognize that today is Tuesday, but I'm going to be heading out of town shortly, so I wanted to get this up and live before I left for the week. In these segments, I try to give a little bit of information about brain training, which is an alternative to what is a typical intervention if someone is struggling in school. Hopefully this information will give you will help you make a determination about whether or not this might be a viable intervention for you or someone you know. This segment is going to talk about the process that we go through to determine whether or not this might be a good intervention for someone. Metro Learning Solutions offers unique training programs to address a variety of issues, and we strengthen the skills that the brain uses to think and learn. Think, read, remember, pay attention, just generally process information more efficiently. Most of our programs run between 12 and 32 weeks. It starts with a comprehensive cognitive test, not an academic test, a cognitive test that will uncover any weaknesses that might be keeping someone from performing at their peak in the classroom or in life if you're an older person. As I'll explain in a minute, this comprehensive cognitive evaluation is the only requirement. Whether or not someone is enrolled in one of my programs is left up to the individual. Fast forward, at the end of the program, our clients are again assessed, and we use this pre and post comparison testing to measure the amount of cognitive growth that occurred. We also use self and parent reporting throughout, but this end of the program testing, when compared to the pre-testing, is the black and white. Keeping those two things in mind, the pre and the post testing, we have before and after testing of thousands of clients of all ages. And those results show dramatic improvements in cognitive performance after brain training. And this, again, transfers into the classroom as the ability to handle information on a more level playing field, if not an accelerated playing field. The whole process begins, as I mentioned, with this comprehensive cognitive assessment that identifies any weak skills that are making learner harder than it needs to be for an individual. Following that, I compile a report that is then shared with all interested parties at a consultation. During the consultation, I share what I have found, but I also want more information from parents, the student, if they're old enough. I want more information because it gives me a better idea about how to structure anything going forward to get the biggest impact. In return, I explain how the program works, how it's administered, some things that we found throughout our many years of administering this program. And my goal is to give all interested parties the information needed to make an informed decision. If enrollment follows, and as I mentioned, there's no pressure to do that. I give you information. It either sounds really good and we can make it work, or you want to try an alternative approach. That's all very good. I deliver information, I think, is the best way to make a decision. But if enrollment follows, any weak skills that we've uncovered are strengthened. And they're strengthened through a series of increasingly difficult but fun, challenging mental exercises. They're done one-on-one with a cognitive development specialist, which in my center is me. And then the program comes to an end. Typically, it's a one and done situation. Once those brain skills are strengthened, they're used every day and they're used efficiently. So the reason you might have to re-enroll is diminished. We do have a couple of situations, dyslexia, fetal alcohol syndrome, depending on the severity, that down the road you might need a little bump, but typically it's a one and done situation. So remember at the beginning when I said our programs typically run 12 to 32 weeks. So with our average being 6 months, a 24-week program. So imagine in 6 weeks, or 6 months, sorry, in 6 months, if the ability to learn has been changed substantially, that's a huge turnaround in a relatively short period of time. So to close, if weak cognitive skills are causing your child struggle with learning, reading, remembering, or paying attention, there is help. We can help you through that situation. So give me a call today to schedule a comprehensive cognitive skills assessment and get the answers that you need. Thanks. Check in back next Wednesday. I'll be back from Thanksgiving. So check back next Wednesday. I'll have another segment for you. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.